You probably believe that for a perfect sleep, you need a perfect night routine. And I can say with certainty, you could not be more wrong. So today I'll walk you through how your entire day should be scheduled in order to get the perfect sleep. And let's begin with the morning routine. Now I cannot stress this enough. As soon as you wake up, view sunlight. Just even if it's for 30 seconds or 1 minute only, just go and be in the sunlight for some time. You don't need to absolutely look at the sun, otherwise you will damage your eyes. That is just common sense. But at least try to get some of the sunlight just after you wake up. This was what to do, and what not to do after waking up is staying in bed. That is probably the worst thing that you can do to yourself after waking up. You are just sitting there or lying there in your bed and wasting your time. That was waking up part. Now let's get to the meal and eating part. If you take any form of caffeine in the morning, I would highly recommend that you do it at least after 2 hours of waking up. If you do it before that, you will feel laziness in the afternoon and you will feel tendency to sleep in the afternoon. What many people call the afternoon crash. Like sometimes it happens to you, right? Your productivity suddenly drops during the afternoon part, and that is the reason for that. The facts I'm sharing with you, they are also backed by science and also backed by experiments on myself. And if you are anything like me, then you will probably face the same afternoon crash that I face, and so you should not ingest caffeine before at least 2 hours. Most people say about 90 minutes to 2 hours, but I personally prefer to do it after 2 hours. Sometimes I even ingest it after 3 hours because I wake up fairly early. Now this should be already common sense to you, but if it is not, then I'll tell you, don't have big or large meals in the morning. You can have small meals, you can still have your breakfast and all of that, but don't have a large meal. Many people eat the level of calories of their lunches and dinners in the breakfast, and that is why they again feel the crash in the afternoon. Your brain just takes up all of your energy and sends it to your gut to process the food, and that is why your brain does not keep any energy with itself, and hence your productivity just goes down. Now there will be a little bit of thermodynamics involved. Whenever our body is suddenly faced with cold, it reacts with increasing its body temperature, and increased body temperature means high alertness for us, and that is why once you take a ice bath or a cold shower, your body temperature will suddenly rise. Another trick of increasing your body temperature is working out, which I personally don't do because it does not fit in my schedule, but you can also try it. Either you just wake up and start working out. I know many people who do the same, and else what you can do is you can take a shower. That will increase your body temperature and hence make you more alert. Now, did you know there was an afternoon routine as well? Let's get into it. This should be at least a no-brainer for all of us, that don't ingest any form of caffeine in the afternoon. Many people have such circadian rhythms who, if they ingest caffeine at about even 12 p.m., then they cannot sleep. And many people who ingest caffeine at about 7 p.m. when their bedtime is 9 p.m., they can still sleep. For example, I was one of those people a year back who could ingest caffeine at 7 p.m. and just go to sleep at 11 p.m. without any issues. My sleep would be perfect as well. But nowadays, it's more like if I ingest caffeine at about even 5 p.m., then my sleep schedule will be effed up so very badly, and I will not be able to get proper sleep. Now the second point I'm going to tell you is a little bit of debatable, and I would say proceed with caution. That is, you can take naps, but they should be less than 90 minutes. Even if things are backed up by researchers, your body is unique to you. Similarly, 9 billion people have their unique bodies to themselves, and that is why research does not apply equally to all of them. And I am one of the prime examples. If I take even 20-minute nap in the afternoon, my sleep schedule gets so messed up that I cannot even sleep even if it's 1 a.m. in the clock. My general bedtime is about 11:30 p.m. and even if I just take a 20-minute nap in the afternoon, I just cannot sleep at 11:30 p.m. at all. Now the thing which you have been waiting for, the night routine. Let's get some common things out. First of all, don't consume caffeine at night. Don't ingest any food at least 2 hours before sleeping. Go to bed on same time and wake up at same time, and get 8 hours of sleep. Now with these prerequisites out of the way, let's get into more detailed stuff. Now the steps I'm going to tell you are gonna be very detailed, and let's begin. One thing you can try is reading, and that just puts your mind into a more stable energy state, and that is why you get better sleep. And it kind of also makes you bored, and that is why you fall asleep easily. Number 2, make a routine which you will do every day before your bedtime, which can be considered a pre-sleep routine. Number 3, use blue light protection. Now this feature will be available in most of the devices, and hence you can just turn it on. Otherwise you can buy blue light protecting glasses, which would be a great investment for you. Speaking about great investments, one of the great investments would be buying an eye mask. Now number 5, do meditation, or else if you don't prefer meditation, do non-sleep depressed. These things basically help you to lower your heartbeat, and once you get to a low enough heartbeat, it becomes easier for you to sleep. Once you have a higher heartbeat and you go to sleep, your body will just focus on lowering its heartbeat, which will take a lot of time, and hence you will not be able to sleep. But once you even lower your heartbeat from the beginning, you will be able to go to sleep directly. And I cannot emphasize enough the importance of point number 6. Avoid taking stress towards the end of the day. This again correlates with the heartbeat stuff, and once you get stressed, your brain just ruminates on that thought only, and your heartbeat also increases. I will give you a very practical example, and for all the PC nerds, it will be a blast. Imagine if you download a software just before your bedtime and you don't get the chance to install it. The exe is just sitting on your PC. You will think about how you're gonna use the app tomorrow, how you will install it, and your mind will just ruminate on that app itself. This is also kind of a stress, and so your brain will be getting excited about the thing which is going to come tomorrow, and hence it will not be able to sleep today. This might seem like a funny example, but if you just see what are the things that you do before your bedtime, you will be able to understand that most of your time you are just taking stress, and that is why you are not getting the perfect quality of sleep. Now there are optional stuffs like getting blackout curtains, getting sleep trackers, different Aura rings, and then there is cooling down the temperature of your room, even journaling and putting all of the stress of your brain into a piece of paper or somewhere digitally, sleeping naked, and so many other things which are going to improve your sleep. But if you just follow these morning, afternoon and night routines, you're good to go. The rest of the things just give you the extra 5% needed for the 100% efficiency. But if you don't have the 95% to begin with, you start with that. Now, did you know your best version is your worst enemy? Go and click this one to find out more. Or else, if you want to check out my 3 years of journey on YouTube, then go and click this one. I'll see you in the next one. Start if you haven't already.